We're Kim and Al. Last year, we made some pretty big changes. We retired, sold our house in the city, and moved north to an old farm homestead at the end of its life. Our plan is to build an off-grid home ourselves. This year, with our solar and septic systems completed, as well as basic four-season shelter, we're ready to take on the challenge of building our forever home. We're excited to share our experience as we continue to create this new life on the North River.
Standing underneath the lights, look into each other's eyes. Tired snowflakes are coming down, collapse into water when they hit the ground. I hear the sound of empty streets, and yesterday has gone to sleep. All that's left is you and me. I can't promise you're the only thing I see. Hold my hand and hear the words I say. Close your eyes and let us fade away. Build a secret place for you and me. Let our minds be caught up in a dream. Quiet voices in the night, time is running out of sight. A lonely wind is passing by, tries to carry all the whispers that it finds. The walls are listening when we talk, making echoes.
guys.
Oh, hey there.
So this week we got another snap of winter. We got quite a bit of snow, I think 5 centimeters or something.
Yeah, we got the 1-2 punch. So yeah, it was like 12 degrees Celsius for 2 days straight. And then, you know, the days leading up to and after were pretty warm. And then the bottom just dropped right out. And we got a fair chunk of snow. Yeah, about 5 or 10 centimeters.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful.
It was very sticky and it stuck to everything. And very little of it hit the ground. And actually, I woke him up and said, you should get some B-roll of this because it looks really pretty. And I know it's going to be gone like within an hour or so. As soon as the sun came up and it started to warm up, it all just melted away, fell off.
Yeah. Having said that, it is minus 16, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it got cold again.
Yeah, so we busied ourselves inside. We weren't able to finish everything to do with the poplars. We have still quite a bit of brush to... All the trees are down, but we still have to get rid of the rest of that
Some
brush.
Cleanup, yeah. Just kind of cut it all up into manageable bundles that we can carry over to the fire pit.
Yeah, so we'll do that when that gets warmer. So this week, really, I mean, it was mostly everything melting. The river melted really quickly after that. After that 12-degree day, it started to look like it was breaking up, and then
it starts like we never gotten to see this before. Actually, one of our neighbors, Lincoln, had stopped in and he made the prediction that the ice would be off the river in a week. And at first, never having seen that really up close, it seems that it starts to open up on the edges, usually like the outside edge where the water's flowing faster or flowing more prominently. And so it just... Once that started, it just opened up, and then Al Kapoof, our neighbor Lincoln, was like spot on. Like within the week. Yeah. No ice on the banks, nothing, just full on torrent.
So we had to take that box off when we saw that the water was, pretty thick on top of the ice. There was still ice there, but it was getting quite slushy. So we took the box off. We've been using the pump on our well again because the well's filled right back up.
The well will be well charged for the pun intended for the next probably couple months or so.
Yeah, so that's nice because it's less of a hike down to the water, and
Yep. It's more convenient, for sure.
It's not frozen now, which is nice, and it's filled right back up again. So it's just easier. Then really the rest of the week has been planning for the bigger jobs that we're going to be doing as soon as the spring is ready for us.
In full swing, yeah.
Right. So, it's funny. I was talking to Al last night about the fact that I have a 2-year calendar that I keep and that I carry around with me just to be able to write things down in. And so we were looking at this time last year in our lives and just how much different it is.
Yeah.
And
so
just,
from like selling a house, leaving a career of 22 years, our son moving out onto his own for the very first time, so finding him an apartment and all the emotional turmoil that goes along with that.
Yeah.
Tier and just like all these major, like the only thing we didn't do was like get married since we're already married, and we didn't die, so like no funeral to go through and no wedding, but like every other stressful thing that you can go through in life, we took that all on.
Pretty major life changes.
So you got like calendar, like last year, just like this ocean of things, follow up at these people, get a quote from this, talk to these folks, we're sourcing shipping containers and all these things we had no clue about. And now it's like wake up, eat, and then busy yourself.
Decide what we want to do with our
time. On our time, on our schedule, based on whatever the weather's doing. If it, because most of what we're doing is outside, or will be anyways this spring.
Which oddly enough, we're still trying to let go of those old patterns of trying to control everything and want to do things faster than sometimes, the spring lets us, because the likelihood is we're going to get a couple more back and forth with the winter before we finally get spring that stays. And we've got some big plans. We want to, first things first, we have to deal with our roof.
Yep.
Then we want to do the siding. Yep. And at some point we also have to build some kind of something to hold the wood in our backyard that's permanent.
A proper shed for the firewood. Picture, if you will, a simple ranch style lean-to, right? So a monopitch roof, high at the front, low at the back. very similar to what we have right now, but in this case, yeah, much wider. So it'll probably be 3 8-foot sections to store all the wood we'll need, and then at the very end, we'll build the same kind of mono pitch like lean-to structure, but tall enough to stand in, and we'll put some siding on it and and a door, and that essentially will be a storage area that we can use to relocate everything from the farmhouse. So we have all these kind of sundry items. I've got some loose power tools and things like a jointer planer. We've got our little weed whacker / tiller. Then motor oils and waste oils and things for the generators and the truck and filters and bicycle and just a bunch of rando stuff that we need to clear out.
Right. So we always have the shipping container, but we don't want to clutter that up. So we really, the things that we're using a lot, we want to put into that shed. And then as well as that, the top floor of the farmhouse is empty because that's where we started.
Yep.
And so it's not going to take that much to empty that out, but we do want to do that because we are going to be taking down that farmhouse in earnest. Yep. And, doing that as fast as we can. And then I guess we'll see where we are. We don't want to plan too many projects for this summer simply because last year
we've learned, right? You got to curb the ambition. Big
dreams and thought we could do so much in so little time, and there's just things that it ends up causing a lot of stress because you're counting on these things to happen and then things fall through, and it can be disappointing. So we're just gonna try to do it at our own pace and get done what needs to get done and then go from there.
Yeah, it's kind of the project equivalent of your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad for that. So I just think, and I think of all, things going perfectly to plan, like, oh, we'll get this done. I'm getting better at that. Now I realize, like, no, allocate some extra time. And because it's not the coordination of a large project, we know that we don't have to worry about slippage or, it's like we're the people that are doing the work. So we don't have to worry about ourselves not keeping the schedule. We just have to set a realistic schedule for ourselves.
Yeah.
So we're enjoying our time too. And it's not, it was fun last summer for sure, but it was a ton of work. And it was a mad dash for anyone watching, just as well as we do, mad dash to beat the snow.
Yeah.
So now we have the shelter. We got all that stuff taken care of.
Yeah.
We're not running outside when it rains to put our boots underneath the trailer so they don't get rained on when it goes sideways. We don't have to worry about bringing in the awning all the time when the wind picks up so it doesn't get torn off.
Yeah.
Those little kind of things that most people don't even have to worry about. Like, we don't have to worry about that either anymore. So we're looking forward to being able to focus the majority of our time on, getting specific things done, not worrying about keeping ourselves dry and safe and warm.
It's just really exciting to kind of have all of this set up and just think, well, what do we want to do first? And some of it we have to do first, but, there's extra little projects that we can probably spend a little bit of time on that won't take away from those if we need a break from the farmhouse or things like that. So looking forward to the spring and the summer and even the fall.
Yeah, we're still in such an early stage that every gain that we've made, we're still very keenly aware of it and very grateful. Like, even sitting here in a unfinished drywall room with no mudding, tape, paint, or anything, where we feel very, very grateful. It's like, it's warm, it's tight, you know what I mean? It's
amazing when you go without
away.
It changes everything. And I hope that we don't lose sight of that.
Yeah,
as things become more comfortable for us as we go along.
Gratitude is really important. At least we feel it's really important. Because, you know what I mean? It's the idea of, and I don't know if we were getting to that point in our old life, but you get to the point, you get comfortable and you become a bit spoiled. You're so used to the steady paycheck, and you're used to all these things kind of falling into place. You're used to turning on a light switch and there's always power. You don't have to really worry about where it's coming from or who's taking care of it. So we just don't want to lose sight of that. It just makes us happy to kind of recognize these things that we've done and
and how much we have, like, in a world where there's so much that's going on and so many people that live without, like, we just want to be very grateful for the life that we have and the opportunities that we've had to be able to even do this. So
true that.
Yeah.
So peace.
Yeah. Have a good day, guys.